Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again. By the way, now tomorrow, BlurredCon, baby. Yes, right, I'm gonna be at BlurredCon, and I will hopefully see you there. And hopefully, when this thing goes up, I'll be out, pictures, all this up by socials and all that good stuff. And I will be talking about it, when the next and everything else. So yeah, I am going to be talking about that because I have a panel. Yes, panel. Me, the new golden age of wrestling, and hopefully you will be at BlurCon. Hopefully you'll be there and all that good stuff. You know, And it's been a very big week in wrestling and big week in gaming. You know, big stuff in gaming, big stuff here, all this stuff here, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this stuff because I want to get this little thing here because this is not just a little thing. This is a big thing. Big stuff here. Uh, Xbox Game Pass is getting major changes, and you know what? It was going to happen, and not really surprised by it because, well, honestly, there are going to be doing these big things. This whole, this is this is from Windows Central. Jiz Corden a couple days ago. Major changes, new tier without day one games and range of price increases. Um, you know, this you see right here, one of the big things is going to be they're going to be increasing prices like Netflix, Spotify, and other services, including console, ultimate, and PC. Additionally, new users will not be able to sign up for Game Pass for console. A new standard tier is coming soon, which will not include day one games, but will include the 100 strong backlog catalog to EA access and all that good stuff. And there's going to be more price stuff here. And the reason why, because there's no money in this. That's the main issue. The main issue is because there is no money in streaming. There is legitimately no money in the streaming services. And the reason why there's no money in streaming services is because of there's nothing like physical attached to it. There's nothing because you can only play like a flat thing a month. It doesn't matter. It's just like it's a flat thing a month, like 9, 10, or 15 or whatever. And the games that are highly produced, highly really good produced, like same thing with the streaming shows or whatever. And games is probably a little bit worse because you got to download them, you got to have all this stuff, you have that, every little thing. You have all this stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. And when you have all the the stuff what gaming has, you have the audio stuff and everything else, download and everything, not just past games, but the new stuff, new games, man, that is going to be a struggle. And the reason why it is going to be a struggle is because of download sizes. People it takes like a long time period to get people from here and there, and the quality of the games both. And some people love these high quality stuff, some people don't. Me personally, I you know I just there's like nothing really there for these new games and such, and they're so big and just how, oh gosh, they're like over like 300, 400. I had to get a second or third type of thing to memory card to thing just to play play the games and everything. Like, here you go, you have to have this type of stuff here. You have to do all these other stuff here. It's you know frustrating, so frustrating. And I think that the problem is that these games and these people and all this stuff here, it's just that it's this frustration of people not buying the physical games and all this stuff, not making any money, and they see this is the only way to make any money. This seems like last time they need AI, they need this just to get profits. But the one thing they should be doing is to make, I think, smaller games, smaller stuff. They don't need to have all these type of big names, numbers, guys. I think it's this stuff is killing it because, like I said, it's just all these other like extra, these big thick titles, and most of it doesn't. I mean, look, the Xbox, the recent, I have the Xbox Series X, and this does affect me, but look at the recent Star Wars Classic Collection. That has over 50 gigabytes. They actually released a update to shave it down to 36 gigabytes, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's like, what are you doing to have that much many gigabytes? It is what I mean, what are you doing? All these like big things that you don't need to put in these titles. You don't need to do this stuff, but they do it anyway. They feel like it's just a way to upgrade, a way to make it like these 4K, all this other stuff. Even though most people don't really have 4K TVs or screens or everything else, it's a niche for a niche audience. Most people are just like, hey, it's HD, or maybe they do have a 4K, but they don't know how to set it up. And it's okay and everything. So, and when you look at this right here, this is what the article says. Like soon, Xbox Game Pass for console will be shuttered for new users only. The Xbox Game Pass for console will allow to people like this will be allowed for now to maintain their subscription for day one games and everything. The new users on Xbox Game Pass in the near future will be greeted with a new Xbox Game Pass standard, which is going to be just for the back catalog for $14.99 a month, and Xbox Live Gold multiplayer, now known as Game Pass Core, which is weird, but yeah, it doesn't include Xbox Cloud Gaming. Game Pass Standard is launching in September. Microsoft will only allow existing users to stack Game Pass Xbox Game Pass accounts up to 13 months using prepaid credit cards alike. Will continue to function in perpetuity, and you have more than 13 months stacked already, you won't be impacted. And Ultimate Game Pass will not be changed, but this is what I have, by the way. I have Ultimate, and it's not going to change, but it will get a price hike, and the price hike is $19 over, so it's going to be $21 a month. That's right. It's going to be around $21 a month, taxes and all that stuff. So yeah, it is going to be a big, commitment and everything. So PC Game Pass is going to be from 19 to 11. PC Game Pass will also get, if you have PC Game Pass, we'll also get day one games. So again, if I wanted to and I have a nice new PC, uh, I could just say screw this and just have be here. It's cutting the knees from the Xbox. Isn't that great? You can cut the knees off. That's beautiful. Holy crap, man. What the heck is going on? Microsoft. What are they doing, ladies and gentlemen? What is Microsoft doing? Oh, my Lord. Lord, help me. Oh, Lordy, Lord, help these people because they don't know what they're doing. You know? What is, what's, you know, what are y'all doing here, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. And I want to get your, thoughts on this because Lord help us. We don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. How do you I don't understand. I really don't know what is going on in this situation. I don't, because quite honestly, it's messed up. It's messed up to have this huge, you know, this streaming service, which I am for. I'm for cloud gaming. I believe cloud gaming it is one of the most biggest and important things of this. I think this is what the future is, not just gaming, but I think in, movies, TV shows, and such. Because the old model, even if everything went perfect and everything else, I'm sorry, we would still be here in this moment because of YouTube, because of the thing I'm on streaming, because of talk shoes, YouTubes, or blog talk radios, or the streaming stuff. I mean, people love like, oh man, radios, or oh, I love TV shows, or all this type of stuff. It was going to leave because of the internet, Web 2.0 or 3.0, whatever you call it. This stuff, this, once it became here, um, it's just like people my age, younger, don't even have cable anymore. They rarely have cable. You know, people are like, oh, the ratings. I'm like, they don't give. The people don't care anymore. No one cares about that. No one cares because again, the kids are not looking at the old stuff now. They're not buying anything physical anymore. Sadly, they're on streaming. They are streaming all this stuff up, and this is going to I don't like it. I wish it was better maintained, but I think people will look at this and say, okay, what we have to do, what is this is going to be it, and now we have this, and this is a way to see Microsoft and Sony, and eventually Nintendo. I think Nintendo is going to be in this because the only thing Nintendo has right now as a game service is their you know $50 like, oh, you get, if you have this Nintendo thing, you get like SNES, NES, Game Boy, whatever games and everything else free on the online service. It's pretty nice. And I think that's what's I would love to have all the games play on. Personally, I think that is going to be in the future. Maybe on the Switch too. They're going to have like something like Game Pass Ultimate. I think that's what is going to be here. But yeah, this is going to this is going to be in September 12th. This is going to be here, and the price is going to be global. Um, so yeah, the everything is coming up. But yeah, this is the problem because again, at the end of the day, the Game Pass and Netflix, Spotify, all this stuff, the streaming is good, but the problem is they're not making any money off of this. And honestly, it's worked. There's Netflix is people say no one's like Netflix or whatever. Just see if I can get this Netflix. Let's see. Because I think as let me see, let's see, yeah, because people say, oh, you know, right here. Let me just see if I can find it. Let's see. Everyone talked about this. Everyone was mad about the prices and everything else. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, right. Here we are. Everyone was talking. Oh man, I'm not good because they destroyed the passwords or upgrading prices and everything else. But guess what? Netflix reported the first quarter burst. This was last year. Because again, it was a huge burst of subscriber growth. The 1.75 million gained extra subscribers reported Tuesday was nearly 500 over 500,000 500,000 I can't speak 500,050 more than the average estimate among analysts survived by FactSet. This is the article from AP from Michael Liteke. Litek. Hopefully, I'm not mispronouncing your words, sir. Apologize, but yep, this is they did a low price and then they cracked down the password sharing, and now they went. People were saying, oh, they got subscriber growth, and the same thing happened here. This is what Xbox is expecting this too. I would not be surprised this gets some new people there because people love to stream. People say, "Oh, we gotta do this, piracy and go over open seas." Excuse me. That's not going to happen. We have a generation that is not, you know, does not know how to do that stuff, and a generation that has been born and who has been like, "Hey, I like having this type of stuff. They like having Game Pass. They like having that Nintendo, like like I said, that type of service. They like um, Netflix. They like Hulu. They like Disney Plus. They like these type of services. And honestly, that's what What are you going to say to these young people who are used to it? They can't go back to the old ways. They don't know what the old ways are piracy and everything else. And quite frankly, I'm like a little bit happy because honestly, even if you did do the high seas, you gotta make sure none of this stuff has like viruses on it or like spyware or anything else that can mess up your computer. So it is a way of basically, it's a way that people are like, hey, it's a easier and safer way to get their entertainment. But personally, I wish that these prices would go down low because right now we're pretty much everyone's is hurting right now, and it doesn't look good for entertainment for people wanting to just take a break because Lord knows, seeing the news today and especially the president who is just one president who is like honestly doesn't know what he's going, and the candidate is just been MIA himself. It's just depressing. It is depressing as hell. I'm just like I'm hopeful that things will work out. But honestly, at this point, I wish we just had like a you know no president for like for 2 or 3 or 4 years. In fact, it's funny. Just talked about this. My boy Rowdy C. Look at this. I think he made this right here. You know, my response here. I think at the end of the day, I think this fits right here. Shout out to Rowdy Seymour. I think he responded to my tweet like this and this here. We became a fudging Douglas Adams book. And you know what? I think honestly, I think even if Douglas Adams looked on this reality and sees how everything going on, I think he would, if he was still with us, he would just say, honestly, he can't. He'd be like, honestly, I'm out. I don't think he can deal with that. Oh Lord, we are so screwed. But yeah, Game Pass is going to be it's going to be a yeah, the Game Pass is screwed. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I think that this the Game Pass is going to looking at this, I think this is going to be won't be a huge like rampage. People get mad. They'll post on X and Facebook and Threads and all the stuff, but at the end of the day, it'll be nothing but it'll be the old quote. I'm paraphrasing basically people tales told by idiots with all the sound and fury, but in the end signifying nothing. And I think that will be it. I hope it's not the case. I wish they would lower the price or, make sure that the prices and, make sure that they pay the devs and pay the people who actually are, or maybe have more physical releases. And our crazy idea, let me go back here. Instead of having new day one titles, how about right here? Just have the strong back catalog. That's it. Just have a digital service being just a back catalog of old games and old games, old new and newish games comes out like 3 or 4 years from now, something like that. Like Hi-Fi Rush should not be day one download. It should be, oh, you want to do it? Okay. People who are Xbox Game Pass will get like a nice little price. We'll pay $10 or $15 um, for it, while everyone else pays like 30. Something like that. Have people pay for like digital or physical stuff like that. So I think for new titles, for things with new like Call of Duty or like Starfield or anything like the brand new games, brand new stuff is they you have to pay for it, or you get like a nice little deal, like say for instead of like 60 or 70, or you get like say 45 for a special edition, or you know 35 for if you have it. It's like it's a limited time offer deal or something like that. But if they do get like wait 5 or 6 years, then they can get on Game Pass. I think that would be a better system. Have the old stuff there, but the new stuff you can buy digitally, but have a bit of a price, knock down the price. At the end of the day, I think it'll be a much better solution. Anyway, I want to hear what your thoughts about that. I want to hear what your things have to say about that. Anyway, I'm gonna take a small little break, and the next segment, woo, boys and girls, we're gonna talk a little about some stuff. We're gonna talk about some WWE stuff here about Stephanie Vaquer, who recently was in oh goodness, Stephanie Vaquer, signing with WWE, and I will be talking about that and more. All right, let me just there we go. Talking about that and more here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be right back right after this.
just a couple of grinders trying to find our way out and put this darkness behind us. And underground is my oration, sound integration. But situation is we're surrounded by light negation. It's black as pitch because we're trapped by our violent souls. In a deep mind with deep rhymes won't keep my self-control. Too many foes, we feel snake bit and we won't take it. Enemies need their face hit, we going ape shit. Hell is like the violent within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind. These tunnels that keep it moving, don't knuckle dragging. It's like a jungle, etc. Keep singing and tagging. These lizards ready to fire. Military attire, heaters, cannons, entire arsenals, bangers for hire. We only got double barrels, but we don't monkey with them. Just throw shots and we hit them to this industrial rhythm. Still searching for the light, still more to fight, still at war with our plight. We're still sure of our own collective might. Hell is like the violent within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind. Hell is like the violent within this mind. No way out for running out of time. Time to get practice with practice guerrilla tactics. Regular G's can't match this, so I ain't trying to attack us. I'm a bad boy like Diddy, but I ain't talking shit on John, cause it's on like Son of Khan. Got to get our chip on. That means we simply simulate simians simultaneously. And all y'all snakes we spin to kill us is living dangerously. Straight bananas, it's the conflict these opponents hand us. So battle status, in these catacombs we got no manners. All I know is pain to give the same. All I have is praise. It's a real shame. Forever will remain. So I must regain my faith. This all seems endless. Threats come relentless in this zoo. No one defends us, and they won't commend us when we're through. It don't matter, cause I'm after something resembling peace. I get madder every other day that this shit don't cease. Since our conception, downward has been my life's direction. Have no protection from evil factions and predilections. Part of a killer from thriller, pillar of corporate fillers. Nothing vanilla about us, true thriller, mimic gorillas. Our main position, this mission is to improve conditions, and it's our own volition. We ain't looking for permission. Finish from our position like we're magicians. In addition, our plan to see freedom's light comes to fruition. Hell is like a violent within this mind. Now trapped and enshrined by my own mind. Hell is like a violent within this mind. No way out of running out of time.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, G Nation, it's GG for Game Pass, pal. Yeah, it is. It's beyond over for them. And speaking of over, well, let's see. Let's see. This story, which is, my gosh, was one of what everyone talked about until like AEW had one of the best closers. Seriously, one of the best shows. Good stuff there. But this was dominant the entire week of Stephanie Vaquer's WWE debut, and then she This was again a big story. Former New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Strong Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer is officially on her way to WWE after making a huge splash when her and Sasha, Mercedes had one of the best matches of the night. Loved the matches, good stuff here, but she left, and she used that buzz basically to use it to get herself a WWE contract. Uh, she was and she basically said, "Yep, I got a dip." And she won. And here's the thing: if you look at interviews and look at all the stuff here, she was wanting to go WWE ever since she was a little kid. Ever since she went to tryout, she tells stories about the tryout. They really were WWE. The people there like they were nice and all that type of stuff, but it didn't work out. This was her goal for the beginning. So it's not like a surprising thing if you know the history about Stephanie Vaquer going and basically, you know, Shawn Michaels saying, yes, he got it on Twitter. It's great. This is a good get for WWE. And honestly, for NXT, though, which is, I mean, at this point, it's getting to the point of, well, the problems of NXT is being, slow. And then this is the problem, which I said on my little Twitter page or X page or whatever, uh, that NXT is just moving ahead from Raw, SmackDown, and the main roster, which is a problem because you should not have your minor league your minor league should not be better than your major league. I want to keep saying that again. Your minor league should not be better than your major league. It should be a proving ground. It should be a proving ground to say, okay, this is this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the best way to go. This is the best. This is the best way to do it. Um, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's just you build yourself up there. But the problem is that once they go to the main roster, it's stagnation. There's a lot of stagnation on the card, bad stories, bad stuff. And I'll say, even though Papa Hunter is in charge, there's still issues. And quite honestly, a lot of issues. And honestly, one of the main issues is bloat. And you know how I say it's an issue of bloat, ladies and gentlemen? Let me see if I can get the. Let's see. Here it is. Right here. Dragunov and Hayes. Yes, these two are now in speed, a 3-minute match on X. And I'm like, what's the problem? You have something to do. It's a rival thing. They can do it. It's a great thing. I'm like, I don't know about you, but if I had to do Dragunov and Hayes, their first match on a main roster, it shouldn't be on a 3-minute match on an app that pretty much is full with, racist Nazis. They're Nazis, not majority of Nazis, just degenerate people, just horrible people, and honestly bots. There are a few good people there. There are few good, but my gosh, I mean, just a terrible sight. It is absolutely horrible. And having a just, you know, I mean, it is, it's still people still use it, but it is still just a horrible website. And you're wasting two guys who's supposed to be somewhat doing things. They should be doing stuff, but right now, Dragunov is getting their ass kicked by Braun Breaker, and Hayes is misspelling. And last I checked, he's been like, you know, slipping on his lines with L.A. Knight, and just being he got in the Money in the Bank, and I'm like, okay, but what else is there for him? I feel like there's nothing really there, and it's just in a weird holding pattern. It's like he should be feuding with LA Knight for the U.S. Championship, but he's not the U.S. champion. Logan Paul is. And I get the feeling Logan Paul is going to use him as another hench person, which, okay, fine. But I'm like, come on now. They could do something else. Hayes should be in the U.S. Championship pool. Not win it, but in the pool of it. Just in that contender state. Lower card, mid card, really stuff like him. I think, let's see what I do for Chase U. Because I know it's. Let me see. Let's see. It's Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson. That dude should be on SmackDown right now. He should be. I mean, Duke Hudson. Look at this man. He is like. He's. Let me just. I know this is Wikipedia, and it is could be a little bit, but he's 34 years old. This man should be on the main roster now. Now, not yesterday. He has been, stagnant in NXT. He needs to be on the main roster now. Now. He needs to be on that main roster now. And instead he's in chasing just they're in this flat, time is a flat circle. They just chase, babyface chase, lose, have some fun segments, get a number one contendership match, win, lose. It just keeps going and going. Nothing really changes. And, the view never changes with Duke Hudson. And I honestly look at Kamala Hayes and I'm worried because, like, people like, well, Trick Williams just lost the NXT title. Like, he's going to go right back up to, like, and do what? Be on speed and just waste his time versus, I don't know. Let's see. Gordon Beachy or something. Well, by the way, he's gone, and this goes back to Stephanie Vaquer, which is nice, but there is a problem in WWE. There is a problem of bloat, and it is something that WWE has struggled, and they struggle with dealing with this by creating shows that no one watches or cares about. They pretty much have NXT, Level Up, and that's just what was formerly 205 Live. NXT UK didn't do my, what did NXT UK do? Jack and stuff here. Yeah. Genius said the Fed got Stephanie and Julia. Shawn Michaels will do well, but unlike the false prophet, he might just, you know what? That's going to be true. He's going to put them in LWO. Like, our legal Dave Phantasma. It's just like, fine, whatever. It's just going to be just a waste of time. I'm just sit there and I'm wondering, what else are you? And I worry about the bloat. And I do think they're going to say they're going to have, they're going to introduce her to, the upcoming show, which is fine. I just think it's just, I worry because it's like, she's like, I look at what the NXT and everything else. I look at what's NXT, and I'm looking at the Kylie Jordan, and she is doing Kylie Jordan, who is the North American champion right now, and I worry. I worry about her, and like let's see if I get this right. Tab. Oh, right, good. All right, share the screen. Nope. There we are. Yeah, so Rika and I worry about these two ladies because they're doing pretty well. They had a really fun, exciting match at Heatwave, and I'm just like, when you have like these two talents like Julia and then Stephanie, where are they gonna go? Back in the line and forgotten about. And I hate that. I hate the fact that that's going to be the thing, is that you're going to have so much talent that is just going to slip through the fingers and just be forgotten about. And, that's to me the worst type of thing is, this whole, that whole thing, by the way. And, by the way, speaking of champions and everything else, let's see what I can find. Let's see. All right. Let me see if I can get them. Okay. All right. And let's see. The Unholy Union. Remember them? And remember the Unholy Union? Let's see. Remember them? They recently won the tag team titles, and they just disappeared. And I'm just looking. I'm looking to see if any like pictures. I can't. I'm looking at Bing, and I'm looking at like see if I can find the pictures of them winning the belts or whatever. I see them winning the NXT titles. Um, Let me try Google because I know Google has all this other stuff, but I just want to see if I can find some pictures of the unholy union thing here because they just recently won the tag belts. Um, they won the let's see. Here they are, right here. Let's see. I finally got it. Let's see. There we are. And where are they? They won at Money. They won at Clash of the Castle, and I haven't seen them. What happened to them? They just disappeared. They had a decentish match, and they just disappeared. What happened to them? Did they just cast a spell and they just disappeared? And now I know Jade and Bianca were like, we want them, but are they going to be there? I mean, it's the same problem when they lost the NXT Tag Championships. They were just they came to the main roster. They had that big match between what was it, Sonya and Ronda Rousey and Baszler, and they lost, and they just fade away. And I didn't hear a hide or hair of them until like this year. They won the women. Why do I get the feeling that's going to happen again? Why do I get the feeling that's going to happen now? Is that is going to happen to them? Regardless of, I mean, some say they're really good, some say they're bad, or whatever. I want to know what is the story? What are they doing? Why are they the champions? Why did they do this? And I understand it was a very emotional time for one of them. I think you know let me just look at you know Alba's father. I don't know. It's like Alba's mother um was you know, she recently passed and they had to do a lot of that stuff and you know, all the other stuff. And I get that. They probably have to do a lot of personal stuff, family stuff, and and that's true. But I worry because for them, they had this huge victory and they don't have any promos, they didn't have um anything here because they just feel like it feels like, quite honestly, they're just an empty champion. It's just like, are they really champions? Do they have promos or anything there? Because if I don't see them, I mean, if they don't, I feel like if they have their chance, like some say they lose them, I feel like it's just like a pointless reign, and it hurts the careers, it hurts their their talent and such. It hurts them because I feel like why should we care about this team? Are they faces? Are they heels? Are they heroes? Are they villains? We just know what are they? Explain, Hunter. Explain. Who are these people? Sean at least knows what he's doing. He's explaining these characters and such. And I think Hunter is not doing a good job with the women here. And it's frustrating. And I hate that. I hate the fact that it's just they don't really know what they're I feel like they sit there and they don't really know what they're doing with these characters. And I worry about the bloat. I worry about how they're going to continue to do this stuff here. I worry about what they're going to do with these these young women or these young guys or media, not as young or everything else, but I wonder what are they going to do with these characters? What are they going to do with Stephanie Valkyrie? I mean, Stephanie Valkyrie or Julia, and if they're going to be the next big thing? And I'm like, I hope they are, because if they are, they better be. I don't want them to have that. Well, that guy, like really only one big star, or whatever. They need to have a bench, and I feel like they're ruining their bench. WWE is ruining their bench with these. They're not really booking these women well, and you could say some of the guys as well. And now they're gonna. Rumor has it that they're gonna add. Uh, rumor has it they're gonna add Intercontinental and United States women's championships, and I'm gonna be like, why? You could barely book the men's side. I mean, the Intercontinental stuff is doing decently, and the U.S. champion is just being. Logan Paul is doing his best version of Brock Lesnar cosplay by not being there, and that's how he gets heat or whatever. So yeah, you could easily do that, but once these guys get the belts, same as that, they just feel like, oh, you're here, and that's the problem. You shouldn't have, oh, they're here, and adding more championships is not going to fix the issue. The issue is time management and how you position the wrestlers here. And it doesn't matter how many champ. And by the way, I just like the fact that everyone WWE is like, like, oh, Tony Khan has too many title belts and all this stuff. WWE is putting more. Let's see. WWE now has more women. There's women. The women's North American title. They have the men's North American title. You have the NXT Championship, and the NXT Tag Team Championship. You get the World Heavyweight title. You have the WWE World Tag Team Champions, and let's see what else. You have they have the SmackDown WWE Tag Team Championships and the Raw Tag Team Championships. They both look decent. The Raw ones looks like a pizza. Who cares? But they have the men's Intercontinental title, and then soon they got the women's Intercontinental title. You got the men's United States Championship and the women's United States Championship, and the WWE Universal World Heavyweight, by gosh, big bang, big biggly world big diggity dog champion. Right there, and then you're gonna add more belts. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. That means you're just bloating the show. You need less belts, but more characters, more interesting stuff. Build these characters, build them up, build the characters, make them look good, and give them compelling stories. Because a championship is nice, but have a great story and great moments and better time management instead of having people like begging for an overrun. Maybe you should, like, I don't know, cut some of the stuff out and actually focus, what NXT did back in black and gold days, and they do kind of like that. They'll focus on certain characters, what they're going to, the main stuff there. Sure, you got like the champions and everything else, but focus on a certain group of characters, a certain group of people, and there you go. It's not that hard. WWE makes it hard. And adding more championships, adding more shows, and hey, they're gonna have a women's show. Oh, that'd be great. But I'm like, fine, but it doesn't answer it's not the solution. The solution is better time management, better stories, and tighten the stuff up. Because if you keep doing it, you're gonna have more of these shows. It's gonna be, well, you know how Marvel and Star Wars, Disney is just like, oh gosh, what are we doing here? Overspent and have all these TV shows that are just like forgettable and no one cares about. I mean, they're still doing it, but less so with Agatha all along and whatever they're going to do with Captain America's, the over bloated, billionaire edition. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. And I think the best, and whatever they're doing with Star Wars is that they overflooded the market with all this stuff, and people just rejected it, and that's the problem. And with all this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, is that they overflood the market. And I feel like we all worry what Tony Khan and AEW is doing. What do you think WWE is doing right now? They overflooded the market. They have too many wrestlers, too many shows, and I'm like, that's why I guarantee someone, I don't know who is stopping them from doing NXT Europe, either Nick Khan or whoever. It should be getting a medal because they probably looked the last time when they did NXT UK, and that didn't even draw. It didn't even make any money, It barely, the shows, it was only old for Spike to stop World of Sports. By the way, it's coming back now. I hear World of Sport is coming back, so good on you, WWE. But it's just that they just can't. It's too over bloated, and there's a lot of like fat that needs to be cut, and a lot of that stuff needs to be on the rosters, and the show, it needs to be tighter. It should be leaner. And quite honestly, even if they added Stephanie, even they got Julia, even they got all this stuff here, there's going to be an issue. Heck, they're probably going to have Julia win the Intercontinental, or have Stephanie Vaquer win the York the first. They probably might do that. It'd be great. It'd be a good moment that the two young women's stars with the new mid card titles. Awesome. But the problem with that is that what's the time? How are they going to fill it out? How are they going to feature them on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT? Or they're going to have another show, which no one is going to watch. No one is going to actually be like, okay, we have a women's show. It's going to be the same issue of 205 Live. It's a can of Raw. It's a can of SmackDown. Do I have to watch it every week? And people are going to be burnt out. And everyone's going to be like, oh, it's sexism. No, it's not that. Well, probably a little bit of that, but it will probably be majority of it will be because it's too bloated. And quite honestly, the rosters are too damn big, and they have to feature all this talent, and they don't have time. They don't have the time management skills. They don't have the time management skills. I keep repeating myself in this, but it's true. They don't have the time management or the structure to do it all. I don't know what the solution is other than just cut the roster, basically just say, okay, and focus, be laser focused on certain stories and build some new ones, but laser focus on stories instead of just, depending on what CM Punk or Drew McIntyre. And, I just want that feud to be over with and have CM Punk on commentary. Dude is washed. He's washed. He is more washed than a car that went through 2,000 car washes. It's done. He is good at the mic, and that's it. Have Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins just beat the hell out of him, and we just move on forever and be done with it. But that's just me. What are y'all thoughts on this? I want to hear what you have to say. But yeah, and I think that's true. G Nation, good point. This is the new norm. Just have a bunch of titles that only half, if not 10%, made it. It's true. It's sad but true. Anyway, that's it for the show. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me, Duke CT. And honestly, I can't wait for tomorrow. BlurCon 2014. I'm going to be there. New Golden Age Wrestling. Be there. It's awesome. Y'all are awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Peace, love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.